Shabbat Shalom. This week's Torah reading is Parashat Baha'alotcha, continuing the journey of the Israelites through the desert, continuing our literary journey through the book of Dvar, the book of Numbers. This coming Monday is Memorial Day, a day in which we commemorate all of those members of our armed forces who died while defending our country. So I want us to think about that and focus on that idea during this Dvar Torah and during this Shabbat. I want to share with you words of Torah that were written by Rabbi Yonina Creditor, a colleague of mine and a Navy chaplain. Rabbi Creditor put forward a very powerful and beautiful idea. At the beginning of the Torah reading, we read about the menorah. That's how the parasha starts. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to Aaron and say to him, when you mount the lamps," meaning when you light them, "let the 7 lamps give light at the front of the lampstand." It goes on to describe how Aaron did that. Just a few verses later, we read about how the Leviim, how the Levites, are made ready to work in the Mishkan, to work in the tabernacle. Kach et ha-Leviim mitoch bnei Yisrael v'tiharta otam. Take the Levites from among the Israelites and purify them. And it goes on to details about how they were purified and what the service was that they were doing. So Rabbi Creditor looks at these two and she uses the rabbinic idea of smichut, of two phrases or ideas or topics next to each other, and that must have some meaning in the Torah because nothing was random in the Torah. So if something is next to something else, there must be a meaning in that. And she said the meaning here is pretty clear. The menorah lights our way. We know that candles light our way in the darkness, whether it's Shabbat, whether it's a festival, whether it's Hanukkah, whether it's searching for chametz on Pesach. A candle can help us see what is in front of us, can help us see where we're supposed to be going. We also know that in rabbinic literature, candle, or that when they're quoting the Bible, quoting Tanakh, candle represents the soul, the human soul, reaching upward, reaching up toward God. So Rabbi Creditor asks, what is the connection between having the description of the menorah here and right after that a description of the Levites' service to God? It must mean that those who give service to others, to God, to our country, that they raise us all up and that they are a light. They are an inspiration for us. I found her words beautiful and powerful because it is simply hard to imagine the sacrifice that some people make for others. This Shabbat is a chance for us to think about those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, those who have died in the service of our country. As we read at the beginning of the parasha about the candles and the lights that go up toward God, and then we read about those who dedicate their lives in service to God and to the Jewish people. Think about those who have dedicated their lives in service to the United States and how lucky we are to have them with us in spirit and in body, and how we should dedicate ourselves to make sure that all of those who serve are cared for, all of those who serve are taken care of, whether in this life or in the next. Shabbat Shalom.